Episode 53. We made it more than a year. And Stefan's here finally. About time.
Well, it took a hiatus.
Took a hiatus?
Yeah, I got slandered so hard I had to come back.
Yeah. So
I think there's something wrong. It took us like 13 months to reach 53 episodes.
our commitment level, like, we tossed it in at Christmas, and a couple episodes last year we tossed it in. I mean, our viewership or listenership has gone up a little bit, just a tinge. But technically, I guess we lose a listener because Stefan's here right now, so I don't know if that really counts.
It's been cut in half.
Yeah, it's gone. Now only I listen to it.
No, but now Greg's gone, so.
We got to balance each other out. Hopefully,
It was a good trade. I think you upgraded in that trade.
Hopefully we'll hear from Greg later. Yeah, gotta love
Hopefully
Greg and
his
his
phone works
choppy
this week.
internet service. Yeah, I heard from not just Stefan and myself, but a few people who listened in. They were like, "That was the best part."
Yeah.
It was like, "Video games and what, Greg? Stop saying it." Like, I saw Greg on the weekend, and Greg thought we were messing with him. Like I was saying to the guys earlier, but Greg thought we were screwing with him. We were not. Like, that was real. That's why I was laughing so hard when it was happening. Just because I was like, I can't. Video games and he's dead. He's gonna be murdered. He's dead in a river now.
It was such a disappointing answer too. It was like, oh, that's what we're waiting for.
Jim,
Yeah,
come
the
on.
gym.
I know,
we
like,
know
I
they're
thought-
not going to go there.
Yeah, like, come on, the gym.
Yeah.
They have one 24-hour Snap Fitness, and it's not 24 hours. It's like Snap Fitness, 15 and a half, 3. What? Yeah.
It's that Anytime Fitness. It's Anytime Fitness, ... except midnight to 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Except that part where everyone's sleeping. There's probably not going to be anyone here, so we're just going to close. Okay?
That'd be real
Good.
weird, too, like, in, like, a blizzard. I want to go to, like, I have a gym membership. I want to go to the gym when there's a blizzard, like, in the middle of the night. Just to be like, yeah, I ran 5K in the middle of a blizzard. Where? Well, at the gym. Well, that doesn't
Inside.
count. No, yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
That's
I don't understand people who run outside. Like, correction, in winter. I tried running outside today. It was 1/3 walk, 2/3... No,
summer.
1/3 run, 2/3 walk. It was hot, though. It was like plus 30 right now.
That's
It's
true.
stupid of me to go outside.
That's true. Yeah, today was a dumb day.
decision.
This week,
When it's
I'm
38
tossing it
degrees
in. I'm not
outside,
going
yeah.
running for the rest of the week. Quote me on that.
Yeah.
I'll maybe join later, but until that time. All right, so before we started recording, I asked you guys, what happened in Jets and Moose? We got nothing. Nothing of significance, like anything
I
come across.
don't even think they put out a press release.
No, I didn't
Andrew
see
Ladd did the
anything.
ALS Ice Bucket Challenge today. How about that?
Today.
Like
Yeah.
4 years later.
I know. He did it today, though. I don't know why.
It wasn't like a...
I guess it's a thing again this year.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. He did it today.
That makes sense. I guess ALS doesn't go away.
No. Don't you laugh.
Oh my god!
I meant that in the most like.
Yeah, no, we're not that terrible people.
Our viewership just went from
guys-
1 to none.
Hey, you guys already know how we do. All right, we've said some terrible things on this podcast, and they're on the internet. They're never going away. Stefan's just starting, really.
We
but
already know the cam
we're
hates
done.
pretty much everybody.
Our bridges have been burnt.
Yeah.
I know based off my tweeting, I'm already never allowed to work for the Leafs, Coyotes, or Canucks. And based off this podcast, I've cut that list, like I've added about 10 to that list. So, yeah. I really want to meet Brian Burke, but I'm scared he'll be like, so I hear you make a pretty mean impression of me. Let's do it. Go, big dog. Go, big boy. Like, I'm scared. I don't want to.
Imagine.
I want to meet Brian Burke so bad. I mean, just to get the picture.
Depends on what time you meet Brian Burke. At the beginning of the game when the tie is still on and he's still like put together.
No.
Or end of the game, ties off, he's got like 12 ryes in him.
Chicken wings all over his front.
Dude, hey, that's Hitchcock. You guys remember
beat
at the-
red.
You remember at the Olympics, Hitchcock, like, whenever they showed Ken Hitchcock, like, up top, like, for 2010 and 2014, he'd be like, when the camera would be on him, he'd be sitting all perfect and just, like, no water or anything. I'm pretty sure there's a red light in front of him, and the moment that light went away, he's like, just back to, like, the 36 wings that are sitting in front of him.
He's got that neck jiggle.
Yeah, the gobbler. When he laughs, it just wiggles. It's just terrible. We're terrible people. He's trying to lose weight and get in better shape, live a more healthy life.
Yeah.
We're just
You're just-
shitting
you're
on the
just
guy.
taking him apart.
Just taking him to town.
Oh, man.
I know what I'm doing later, too, is eating ice cream. I already told you guys. And Stefan's like, you should heat up the cookie. Why do you heat up the cookie, though?
It's like a hot ice cream sandwich. It's like the best of both
No,
worlds.
I have the little mini.
Oh, I
Chips
thought you had like a
Ahoy.
real like.
No, I have like the full-size Chips Ahoy, like this big.
Okay, yeah. So you get the.
Like 'em.
Yeah, you might just give him like 10 seconds. Just a
10
nice,
second mic and
a
scoop?
good warm. Just a good warm.
Okay.
Grab it afterwards. Put a little ice cream on it.
Yeah.
And then put another like another one that's warmed up on top. It's like
Oh, yeah,
hot tip.
I'm gonna try that.
Hot tip. One of my friends.
It's probably delicious.
Oh, where did this friend come up with this?
I have no
You
idea.
never ask, you just do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. I'll let you know how it is. It'll probably be delicious.
The first time I
bet
tried,
you.
I tried doing it though. I was not thinking, and I put the cookie with the ice cream.
No!
And before I started, like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna eat this cold."
I made a mistake. I made mistakes in my life.
Screwed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just trying to think of weird, like, my parents do apple pie and cheese on top.
I've heard of that, and that's
Yeah.
isn't
That's
that like
different.
a big American thing?
Yeah, I think so.
So someone put ketchup in their taco.
Ew!
Ugh.
Who did that? Don't name them.
Don't name them.
But
The
how
person-
dare they?
Yeah, I know.
Yikes.
I know. They listened. They'll listen. They'll hear this.
They'll listen and hear
Yeah,
this? I
yeah.
think I know what you're talking about then, maybe. But
I actually tried something on the weekend that someone made, and I thought it was gonna be disgusting. It was white rice, milk, brown sugar, and blueberries, and it was like heated up. It actually tasted
white
good.
rice, milk, blueberry, and what?
Brown sugar.
Brown sugar. It actually tasted
It would
pretty
be like
decent.
bread pudding almost.
Pretty
kinda.
much. It's like a warm rice pudding, but it's like sweet. Tastes
Oh.
like it's like apple cinnamon pancakes.
The
I don't know
weirdest-
why. It just does.
People in the weird
I know.
concoctions.
How do you come up with that? Like, you know, it's like, you
I
know,
don't
this
know.
needs some blueberries and some brown sugar.
I
No,
take
you
the
know what
rice.
happened was
Yeah.
someone tried making rice with milk, and they're like, "Damn it!
Yeah, well, how do
There's
I?
How do I
just 4 cups of
salvage
rice. I can't just throw it away. You can't just buy $1 and get 1,000 of
Yeah.
them. I mean, come on." I remember a friend of mine, Lil Buster. There, a friend of ours he has a garden, and he loves his growing stuff. And one day he's like, "Oh, come over. I made a yam treat." It was like, or it wasn't yam. It was rhubarb, like strawberry soup. It sucked. It was so bad. It was so disgusting.
Did you let him know, or you like just sucked it down? You know?
Does he listen to this?
Yeah, he won't know. He's
Yeah.
out in like the boonies. He'll listen when he gets internet again. That's more than
You have some
like.
time to hide and find.
Oh,
place
he
to
knows.
live
I told him it's.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
I'll tell him.
Okay.
Like, that's probably another reason why I probably never have a girlfriend. Apart from I don't talk to them, is that I'll just tell people straight up. Like, I tell my mom, like, "Mom, you're better than this. This shit. Get out of here. You're better than this."
Yeah. What about your grandma when she gets you a present? You're just like, oh.
No, they're good. They get cash. They
Oh,
get
they have cash,
My
okay.
grandma cash.
Yeah,
They're real good.
she
at
knows
that. It's
that.
awesome. Oh yeah.
Whereas they give you the gift and you're like, oh, how did
She
you
just-
know I wanted this bowl of soup for my birthday?
Look at the bowl of
And then there's
soup.
something, it's just like, how a can of corn.
It's
1900s,
Yeah.
like early 1900s, man. What else are you
Yeah,
gonna
you're
give them?
sitting pretty.
Yeah, you're just like,
Cow pie?
like a king. Maybe that's.
That look on your face, you're just like the fakest smile, like, how do I tell her I hate this, but not
Thank
tell her I
you.
hate this?
Oh, it's always been cash pretty much forever
Yeah.
that I can
Hey,
remember.
cash is the gift that gives twice.
What do you mean?
Because you get cash and you buy yourself something.
Oh yeah. Well, the only thing they ask, or my grandparents ask, is that you tell them what you bought with it. So usually I just put it in my bank account, and then like something it'll be like, oh, they got me $50. I'm like, oh, I got a hat, or I got this. It's like, oh, that's good.
One time you
Okay.
should just be like, what did you buy? Gram of weed, 2 grams cocaine.
Yeah.
Dirty hookers.
No, not those ones. The drink.
Yeah. Oh,
classy
yeah.
I followed it by a Burt Reynolds. Burt Reynolds to drink? No, the man.
The
I'm
man.
like, okay. Yeah, you can buy it for $50
He
an hour.
comes
Damn
cheap.
right. No, that's right. Yeah,
Hockey.
Yeah, hockey.
Yeah, sports.
Well,
I'm-
under NHL
what the-
news, I have 2 things. All right. Sidney Crosby and Nathan McKinnon donated their World Championship checks to the Youth Hockey in Cole Harbour. So Youth Hockey in Cole Harbour, they're going to be those, like, the rich kids of town. Like,
Yeah.
to us, it'd be, we're, like,
Tuxedo or
tuxedo kids. They always got,
Tuxedo
like... There's always that area of town that they always get new stuff. They say they get a new arena every like 4 years. You're like, what's wrong with the old one? Oh, we saw a dust bunny in it. Dead to us now. But yeah, so those kids are gonna have like crazy amounts. Did you guys hear about actually CC or Reebok is leaving the hockey like equipment.
Yeah.
They stopped distributing, or like as of this year, sometime they're gonna stop making Reebok equipment.
Yeah.
And it's gonna fully switch over to CCM, just CCM, and
Even
Reebok.
jerseys or no?
Well, their license ends at the end of next season. So
Ooh.
I really hope they re-up because I don't like Nike jerseys. No offense, Nike.
No, Nike. They did like the NFL, right? NFL went to Nike afterwards.
NFL went to Nike too, and the switch is...
Yeah, subpar at best.
But at least they stayed on par, though. Like,
Yeah.
Nike hockey jerseys, the Olympic ones, that material and, like, the monster neck holes that, like, all 3 of us could fit our head through
Yeah.
a small neck hole. It's, like, down to your belly button. It's like
Yeah.
a V-neck jersey kind of stupid.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, and then the other thing was the Anaheim Ducks got new 3rd jerseys. They're orange and a throwback to like the old school like Mighty Ducks. And they tweeted like on Twitter yesterday saying, "Oh, new thirds to be announced like coming up soon." And then like Columbus Blue Jackets, because they got like a bromance going on there.
Yeah.
And they're like, could it be? And they had like a picture of Charlie Conway. And then Anaheim's like, maybe. And then it showed the triple deke. It was a gif of the triple
That's
deke.
so funny.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's awesome.
Columbus is probably the best Twitter, I think. I like them.
LA started it, but Columbus
Yeah.
like stays on par. Because LA, I'm pretty sure they got in trouble for tweeting a few things. Did they not? I don't remember. But
They did a couple like you're welcomes to like.
You're
teams.
welcome, Canada, when they
Yeah.
beat the Canucks. I know that.
Yeah.
okay, as funny that was real though. Come on, like I think the team who has usurped like most likely Montreal. I dislike Vancouver way more than pretty much any other team.
Yeah.
Who do you maybe Montreal? I guess,
I'm more
'cause
of
they're
a
loose.
Habs. I mean, I don't. I appreciate the players. I'm French, so I kind of like the Habs at the same point. I don't really like hate any teams other than Edmonton.
Hate's a strong word. Dislike.
I dislike Edmonton because they just have an absolute horseshoe up their ass when it comes to picks. Like you didn't need Connor McDavid.
You didn't need Neil Yakupov.
Yeah, you didn't need
any
any
of these guys.
Yeah.
Clearly they do, because they still suck.
Yeah, true.
Well, that's
but
management,
So,
and
no, I
they
know
fixed
what you mean.
management.
No, I
You
know
know
what
what I
you
mean?
mean.
Somewhat
Yeah,
for
but
now.
I
They
just
fixed it
wanted-
on paper.
I wanted to add to your. Are you done with your NHL news for the week? Because the Rangers signed Jared Stoll this week.
Oh right.
1 year, 800.
We have a signing segment, Dan.
Oh, I thought you were doing it
God
all
damn
now.
it!
Oh, fine.
Fine, let's jump into
Let's
signings.
jump into it, because I
Steve.
ruined it.
Premature signings.
Premature
Yeah, here we go.
signings.
Premature signings. Brandon Sutter, 5 years, 21.875, average of 4.375.
Right around
That's
the
too-
for a league deal.
Yeah.
I think that's a little.
Winnipegger, Calvin Pickard, goalie, signed a 1 year, 2-way deal with Colorado for $850,000, which is real nice. I think he's younger than us.
He is indeed.
That'd be nice to have a little paycheck like that.
Yeah, but he's gonna be playing in the AHL again this year, so it's only like 60,000.
That's still more than I make.
Absolutely, I don't deny that, but it's they're because they still have Rito Berra as their backup goalie. And he's got a 1-way contract.
Ooh, that's a great
Picard-
great hocky name right
Yeah.
behind Kari Rama.
Picard played well for them when he played.
He
though.
did.
He almost screwed the Jets out of a playoff spot. So
He's a good goalie. He was drafted high enough. He was
Yeah.
the top ranked.
Oh yeah, and the Rangers with their we're gonna fix you. No,
do you think that's a
shit,
good
so.
deal? Also,
800,000, yes.
I heard
Yeah.
this on the radio. Do you think there'll be some suspension towards him for what happened in the offseason?
What do you mean?
He was arrested with coke
Well, that's why he's
possession, but allegedly he brought her down to a misdemeanor or whatever, so he didn't do any jail time. But do you think the NHL will do anything to punish him for that?
They would have done it already.
No, I think they would have.
I think it's also because he was out of contract that I don't think there's a lot of things they can do. Like, they probably could.
I guess that makes sense. He wasn't. No, he wasn't a free agent yet because it was earlier before July 1st. But Mike Richards,
Yeah, what's going on with him?
NHLPA decided they're going to go to grieve it. They're going to grieve.
They're going to file a grievance on his behalf.
On his behalf, they decided they're finally going to so that the termination of the contract. They're like, no, you guys, we don't believe this is legitimate. So they're going to actually.
That would
fight
suck
for
for the Kings, and they'd have to pay him for.
Oh yeah, and
4 more years.
Well, it's shitty because they just traded for Lucic, which is a big contract, which means they have to dump salary.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
You guys, you know what happened the day after we recorded last week that we definitely have to talk about? First, okay. Way off topic, but I've ruined the topic anyways. Patrick Kane. That happened on Wednesday
Yes,
last
right.
week.
Did.
That is right.
Okay, so what we know is that Patrick Kane was involved in an altercation where sexual assault was allegedly involved at a bar in Hamford.
Yeah, it's
Hamburg.
He stays there. That's his home in the offseason.
That's his home. It's like his district of where he lives in Buffalo, and for the first day at least, the cops are told to keep quiet, and everyone's like, "Is this girl underage?" A little more news trickles out. She's in her mid-20s. Apparently, whoever wrote the article that I read probably would have been fired by now because the journalist went to the bartender or the bar that this altercation where the night started apparently.
Yeah.
And they wrote everything that the person said and took it for word as if it was real. And they were like, "Oh yeah, this girl was draped all over Patrick Kane," and make it seem like Patrick Kane wasn't the bad guy.
Oh,
yeah. Not that he was lying or anything. I'm sure Patrick Kane. There's a few NHL players who've probably almost dealt with entrapment and stuff like this. But it's they didn't fact check or anything. None of their stuff allegedly. And there's a lot of like big sports writers who like retweeted the article and was like, this is why you do fact checking and like what's up with the editors and like the whole situation's kind of.
So the bartender was like covering for Patrick Kane?
Well,
he was saying that she was all over him. It wasn't like
yes.
Okay.
He wasn't, not that he was covering for Patrick Kane, but it was more like the journalist took word for word everything that he said and put it and didn't like twist words or like didn't even go to like another source. Just went to him and then wrote the article and it's like. Argh. And what we know now is Patrick Kane has hired a lawyer, so obviously it's getting a little more steam, either good or bad. And his day with the cup was on August 8th, because 88 he wanted it, which was also he was supposed to have a big family celebration, like party. Apparently just had a tiny thing with his family, and like family and close friends. But this isn't the first time Patrick Kane's had a run-in with the law.
Well, I think this is a little
way
more
bigger.
intense.
Way a little different.
But say, I hope it isn't, because I hope he's smarter than that. But say, if he does get charged with sexual assault, how do you think, the first thing that went in my head apart from that's horrendous, I hope it's not true, the second thought that came in my head was, imagine how Stan Bowman feels this morning. He traded away Patrick Sharp, Brandon Saad, Johnny Reduya, all because he couldn't afford them because Kane and Taves signed those contracts.
It's like the Kovalchuk thing.
Yeah.
Where he couldn't re-sign Zach Parise. He couldn't give enough money.
And David Clarkson.
And all those guys because Kovalchuk was there, and then Kovalchuk just said, like, I'm out.
Do you think he's... If it progresses to the point where he's guilty, do you think he's in big-time punishment from the NHL? Or what
He'll probably... Well, if he goes to jail...
If you compare it to the Slava Voinov, because he's doing 90 days in jail for domestic violence, is it around the same?
It's not.
More
I think
severe?
it's way severe. Like, the thing that came to mind for comparison, back in the day, did you guys know Craig McTavish played for Boston Bruins?
Yeah.
Well, did you know that he, in one of his first couple of seasons in the league, like rough, maybe a little younger than Patrick Kane was, he killed someone when he was drunk driving, and he served a year in jail. And then, I'm assuming Patrick Kane got more than a year, maybe. But say he served a year in jail, he was still under contract. They didn't have to pay him, though, because it's like you're not getting paid when you're in jail, right? But when he came out of jail, they traded him to Edmonton. So I think if hypothetically something were to happen, it's going to be kind of like that Craig McTavish where they'll hold on to him. They're not going to fire sale him, and give him away for nothing. They might keep him and see if they could ride through it. I mean, this is only Cameron talking right now, not on behalf of the podcast. This is an organization that still prides himself on having Bobby Hall play for the team. Now, it's well documented that Bobby Hall, it's even in the books, that Bobby Hall was an alcoholic drunk who beat the shit out of his wives and, like, women in general. It's a womanizer.
Yeah.
So it's like, if an organization that still associates with Bobby Hall, they might still associate with Patrick Kane. I think they might see where it goes, and then maybe if he decides to come back, they might let it... He might come back, or they might trade him. Like I
that's
think
all if he gets charged. You're saying if he gets
charged.
Well, he got charged, right? Because police can't say
it's not a charge. They're just investigating. I believe.
I don't think you're even allowed to say that you're investigating. Because
really?
It's slandering a person because it could not be true. Like if anyone just said like, "Oh, we're just going to investigate this guy," like
on rape,
like rape, exactly what it is, and that isn't true. They're so screwed because your
name is associated
exactly.
with that
so like
act.
even if it was like 100% like not even close, like I wasn't in that city.
Yeah,
they can't actually like.
So they're trying him is what you're saying.
I think that he's actually like I don't know what it's an investigation, and I think someone said sexual assault. Police, I don't know if they've actually. Maybe I could be completely wrong, but I don't think you're allowed to tell.
Well, where I found out was from Twitter, was from a beat writer from the Buffalo Sabres, or like the Buffalo Sabres area.
Yeah.
And he was like, he straight out said, the allegations on Patrick Kane are for sexual assault /
Okay, so yeah, he's not being investigated for... The police have never said we're investigating him for sexual assault. They just found they can say we're investigating this person, but we're not telling you the crime.
Yeah,
the guy beat writer put two and two together.
The police didn't come out and say it, but it did trickle out somehow.
And then
the police were just investigating him.
And they were told to stay tight-lipped about it. So obviously the guy put two.
Well,
and
you don't want to put something out there and then have
especially now. Say if this turns out to be slander, entrapment from the girl, her kids are going to be paying off Patrick Kane.
Yeah,
like because he's going to sue her. Like he's going to take her to town. There's going to be
Is
Well,
it
that's a
worth
poor
it for
choice
him
of
though, or
words,
is it? Does
I think he just wants to put it.
does he
At
just
that
let
point,
it go?
just point it behind him.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
You know.
But still, like, wouldn't you kind of be ticked off if someone did that to you? But then again,
But with someone who's as famous as he
yeah,
is,
and his accolades
if
on
he
the ice
keeps
speak
it,
enough.
if he keeps it going, it's just gonna follow him around.
Yeah.
If I was him, I just want to
Yeah.
forget about it. He's a millionaire. She's not.
True.
As bad as that sounds, he doesn't need the attention. He probably doesn't want the attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, he wants to go play hockey and
live his life.
live his life.
But if he sues her, then he sets the bar like, don't even try this ever again with me, right? Like, if some other girl's thinking, like, I was watching Suits the other day.
Okay.
It happened.
Is it a TV show?
It is. You haven't heard Suits?
You never heard of it? I've never watched it. But
I don't watch
it's
a lot of
it's
TV.
It's a really good show.
Okay.
I didn't watch it on TV. I just download the app. It's on Bravo, but
You mean you watched it through a service that
No.
was totally legal?
100. I did actually.
I
Bravo.ca.
forgot what that's like.
Okay. I
Yeah,
thought
it was
you were-
actually like 100%. Like it's a real thing.
Okay.
They post their episodes online.
Oh,
It's
that's awesome. I
Yeah,
love that.
it was
Okay.
great.
So
But yeah.
in Suits, what happened?
So someone sues this company, and he's like, "Okay," she's like, "I just want to get rid of it." He's like, "Well, you should just countersue them and just let them know, don't screw with me, because if you just settle all the time, people are just going to keep coming and settling and settling and settling, right?"
He set the bar.
Set the bar, like, yeah, hey, don't try this ever again, or you're going to end up like that chick there on the side of the road paying. Like you said, her kids are paying me off.
Her kids' kids are going to be paying.
Exactly.
Now. Yeah.
So, I mean, not that I see both sides of it. Like, I would want to not have anything to do with it, but then again, if it keeps happening, maybe it'd be shitty. That's all.
Yeah.
It's interesting though. There's been lots of criminal investigations of hockey players recently in the last maybe year, but the last couple months for sure.
Well, basically,
I think it's because you're hearing about it.
I guess
True.
now you probably just
Social
maybe-
media.
social
man.
media.
Yeah.
now.
And but remember, there's a firestorm of we're getting out all the bad boys and bad girls in our leagues. Like in every league that happened in the last year and a half.
Yeah.
Like NFL last season, wow, Roger Goodell, what is happening? I'm surprised he still has a job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that.
So I don't know how much
For
longer.
much longer?
Yeah.
I don't think this Tom Brady thing is going to be his end.
Oh, really?
I think it's going to be the end of him. If he loses this case, because Tom Brady's suing the NFL basically.
Oh, really?
I saw a picture of
Tom Brady is the NFL.
of an NFL a thing from one of their shows, and it had a picture of some other player. I forget who it was, and a picture of Tom Brady, and it was a comparison, and it's this other guy. It's
Greg Hardy.
it's beat his wife or something, 4-game suspension. And then on Tom Brady's side, it's probably knew the balls were underinflated, 4-game suspension, and it's just really.
Yeah.
Guy got 4 games for beating his wife. Tom Brady might have known that there were balls underinflated, and he got a 4-game suspension.
Now, you might know this or not, but Adrian Peterson, did the NFL take action, or was that solely the Vikings?
He was suspended by the NFL, but it was mostly the Vikings. Like they said, just stay away. We don't want you.
They didn't want him around.
Yeah, it was definitely mostly Vikings.
And it's and that he hit his kid, and now he's back, and everyone's I read on Deadspin, they have great articles instead of previewing the season of your team's gonna be great, it's Deadspin. This is why your team sucks.
Yeah.
And today was the Cleveland Browns, and they usually have an opening line. It was the Cleveland Browns. We would normally have something witty to say, but it's just embarrassing at this point. It's the Browns. But anyways, the guy writing the article was I'm a Vikings fan, so I'll try and take myself out of it. And then he just complained about the Vikings, and it's yeah, I am a terrible person. I'll forget about Adrian Peterson spending charity funds on having an orgy and beating his kid the moment he rips off one 30-yard run. He's the moment he rips off a 30-yard run, I'm an AP fan again, and I will go put that jersey back on.
Yeah.
And he's it's just, it's crazy to think that stuff like that. Stuff with celebrities, just in general. Well, not sports stars, that this happens. And that's a great point, that social media now, it's
It's retarded. There's things that happened back in the day that we don't know about, but all former NHL, NFL players especially, they did. Ray Lewis killed a human being.
in a club, he shot him.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
no,
there
he
was this-
stabbed.
yeah.
Did he stab him?
I can't.
Killed somebody.
He
I don't
killed a person. He murdered somebody.
And people love him. He's a folklore hero in Baltimore.
It doesn't
And they
make
gave him
sense.
the cover of Madden.
Yeah, I couldn't so
That's
if
true.
there was social media now, his career would have been over, absolutely destroyed. But
Dude,
that's
look at
thing.
the Florida State University that was supposed to be the starting quarterback. There's video someone put on YouTube or on Twitter, the video of him at a club, and there's this girl who gets in his face and he right hooks her. Like, she stands. She
She
stands.
hits her like head on the table.
She hits her head
eats
on the
it.
table. Like, she
Jesus.
got it.
Well, there's even that.
And then, like, he got cut. Like, he's not on the team, I don't think, anymore.
No, he got
There's
released.
that video of Riley Cooper from the Eagles. He was at a country concert and he wanted to get backstage, and the bouncer wasn't letting him back, and he called him
the N-bomb.
the N-bomb.
Oh.
And that-
Kenny Chesney concert.
It's just like
Yeah.
you
Bad
can't,
things happen to Kenny Chesney.
you can't do anything now, and if you do, I mean, my question to you is: guys like, say Patrick Kane is guilty, guys like Slava Voynov, Mike Richards, Patrick Kane. If you're an NHL team after say they go to rehab, they do jail time, whatever the case is, do you give them another chance, or is your career over?
I think so. You
You
have to.
might need a fresh start, but not with their organization.
Do you think there's any chance that Patrick Kane would be back with Chicago? I know it's hypothetical and it's probably extrapolating.
It's such
too
a
much,
tough
but
question because when you think about Chicago, you automatically think Taves Kane. Like, it's hard to imagine Patrick Kane anywhere else, but this might have been, because Stan Bowman's given Patrick Kane plenty of chances to, se, clean up his act. He's done a bit of a good job he's done a great job at it, but it's like, this might be the straw that breaks the camel's back, and he's just like, you know what, Patrick, you lost my trust. I've given you so many chances time and time again. You keep losing my trust and breaking my faith in you. So,
do you think Mike Richards gets another chance with some team?
I think someone will definitely take a flyer on Mike Richards. I don't think it'll be...
I don't... he could barely make the NHL last year. Like, he barely...
Yeah, but if
He'd
you
be
get him at a
getting bottom
Jared
of the barrel
Stoll deal,
money.
fourth line, like...
But he could be... King's like, no, they're a good team. They're loaded. There's obviously a ton of depth in that team, but he couldn't even... They put him in the AHL, like... You're not even good enough to play in the NHL anymore.
Because all 30 teams, allegedly, when this news broke about Mike Richards, when he cleared to go to the AHL, that means all 29 other teams passed on him.
Didn't want
But
him.
was it
that was
because-
contract too, right?
I think it was a big time contract though, because when the Kings were talking about trading him, I know the Jets were interested, the Leafs were
Flames.
interested, the Flames were interested. So
I think
his contract. I think that's why
he'll find a job
was a not
somewhere,
friendly
maybe not for
contract.
long, but he'll find... I think if you take a chance on him, like a Jared Stoll, $800,000, like 800 to like 1.2.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the same like with the Burmistrov deal, where it's like, hey, if it doesn't pan out, you can bury... This sounds crazy because I'm a normal person, but like in sports world, you can bury up to $2 million and ignore it. That can happen, but you can't ignore like the former Mike Richards contract and or like a Wade Redden. It's like Wade Redden made like what three AHL teams made in just him.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. True.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're gonna jump into the division breakdowns or what?
Do it.
Did you guys talk about the Alexander Simmons signing ever?
We did briefly.
Okay, I don't remember. that.
Well, we can talk about it now.
No, I was just saying. Yeah, he signed with Montreal. That was a
1.1. I got him.
Yeah,
That'll
that
be-
was a
that's-
great.
And
Oh,
he's
we're
still
doing
getting-
them. Oh,
and
sorry.
he's still
No,
getting
yeah,
paid
it's
from-
by
and
all
he's still
means.
getting paid from Carolina too,
Yeah.
so he's laughing.
Yeah. Oh, you were talking about USA goalie.
Yeah, Jim Craig, the goalie from Miracle on Ice, everyone knows it. He's selling his all his gear, like his pads, like his ring, the flag he wore on his back, like that when he was skating around the ice at the end of the game, and we all seen the movie. And I think it's like all of the value is like $5.7 million of like if he sells it's on eBay or something like that. Or not eBay, it's one of these sites, and then like each thing is selling individually, but the grand total of everything is like $5.7 million.
Someone will buy most.
Tight
of
for
it,
cash or
Absolutely.
what?
I guess.
I mean, he didn't really have an NHL career, so I
That's
imagine.
true.
If you,
That's like your one moment. You think you might want to hold on to it a little bit.
yeah, I
They
know,
made a
but
movie about-
5.6 million.
Yeah,
and you still have the memories in your brain, and you have pictures.
There's a movie.
There's a
Exactly.
movie.
They made a
Where
movie. Well,
Brooks,
that's true.
Val Kilmer.
Just
right?
watch the movie,
Yeah.
I guess, if you want to relive it.
I'm sure he's got videotapes somewhere.
5.6 can make a lot of new memories. So
Yeah, I can make a great memory with 5.6 million.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
You know what? Since we're on it, I mean, we got lots of time. If you won just even $1 million, okay? No, okay, we'll say 2, because 2, then you could like actually buy, I don't know, a house or whatever. You treat yourself. What are you gonna do sports wise? Treat yourself.
How much
Obviously, we know we're gonna
How
like
much
pay
money
off
do
a
we get?
car or buy another car and buy a house. $2 million. But you got the house and all that, so down to like $1 million. Don't spend all of it. But what's your like even a little like what's your treat yourself where you're like, I want to do this, but like sure I could do it in the future. Like just save up for a bunch of years
I
or
got
like
one.
whatever. Dan, let me have it.
I'd try and do my 30 games and 30 NHL cities road trip.
Oh,
Yeah, that's up there. I'm with Dan on
that'd
that
be
one.
sick.
I think it'd be super fun.
Yeah. Like rent a tour bus and just hire a driver and do
Yeah.
it, and do it like legit in like 2 months.
Do it, yeah, like 2 months. Just do like one. I think someone did that this year to raise money for cancer or something.
Yeah. He went and he
was
just
at
asked,
the Jets. He was at the playoff game, or no? He was at a game towards the end of the year here. I remember.
Oh,
that.
really? Yeah, because I remember he asked people to put him up, or like I think he had to deal with like a hotel or something, didn't he?
Yeah. He had some deals worked out. Because I don't know if he was a cancer survivor or if it was raising money for somebody new or what the deal was. But
It's a pretty sweet way to raise money.
yeah, no kidding, eh?
Yeah.
Like, and people, I think people donated and like, I don't know if they funded part of his trip or what.
Oh, Indiegogo and stuff. As long as you show like,
I mean-
I'm gonna go to this, and it's like, oh, if you donate $10, I'll send you a part of my email blast every day.
Exactly.
You know, it's like,
Yeah.
just whatever.
I think that'd be this, but 30
yeah,
games at 30
that's
cities. I
that's
think
my.
that'd be
I've
super
seen.
fun.
I've been to
Or
two.
or go to a
NHL games.
WrestleMania and a Super Bowl and a Stanley Cup final. Or
in 1 year.
Yeah. Just like line it all
my,
up.
that would be nuts.
Dan, you could do that all in a year, but that'd be expensive. That'd be.
We have $2 million.
But okay, I don't want to say spend. Okay, fine.
You said $2 million.
Yeah,
so
I
$1 million is all your debt and all that, all
Yeah.
the shenanigan stuff. You have $1 million basically
Well, yeah,
to
but
yourself.
right.
I could buy
It's true.
like $800 front row tickets to WrestleMania and I wouldn't even care.
Yeah.
WrestleMania tickets are probably more than $800.
For front, well, that's true, yeah.
But
But
still, that'd be
$2,000
$2,000,
$2,000,
like-
grand. I don't
Whoop.
care.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
gone.
I'll pay him in cash. I don't
Hey.
care.
Yeah.
I got $1 million.
Steph,
Super Bowl
got one
tickets?
off the top of your head?
Oh,
Whatever.
man. Sports-wise,
Yeah, sports. Yeah.
I think I'd try and hit up, like all the major league sports teams. Like, I'd go to a city if I could. Like, you know, at the right
Yes!
time of year, like
Ooh.
football, MLB.
Yeah.
I'm not a big basketball guy. But if I can get
Yeah, just to do it.
baseball, yeah, like get like 4 of those in like as many cities as I can, that would be pretty sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be a good one. That'd be
Yeah.
tough.
It'd be a difficult task.
I listen to a comedian, or like he does a great podcast, Bill Burr.
Yeah.
And he's like, there's teams like he's seen like a bunch of like, I think he's seen every NFL stadium and stuff. Like he's older too, but he's like, yeah, in my younger days, like he's like, sure, I should be saving this money, but he's like, sometimes it's like I'm in a weekend. They're like, hey, you can have this weekend or this weekend. He's like, I would go check on their NFL teams at home, and he's like, I'd go watch your NFL team, and then during the day, there's day baseball games all the time.
Oh, absolutely.
And he's like, it's baseball. He's like, it's way easier to knock out than you think. Like,
Yeah.
I by accidentally went to a baseball game once. Like, we were going to my sister and I went to Minneapolis. We were going to see George Watsky, and the day of the concert, I read the concert, like I read the calendar on Minnesota Twins wrong,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, I want to go for a tour of this ballpark. And then as we're getting on the metro, more and more Twins fans are getting on, and I knew in my head, my sister didn't click in, but I knew in my head, I'm like, oh, there's a game today. Shoot. And then we get closer, and then boom, there's a game. And so I went up to a scalper, who they were wicked nice actually. The dude was awesome. And I'm like, I told him straight up, I'm like, I only have $120. Me and my sister meant to go on a tour, but hey, we're here, might as well do it. And he's like, okay, you know what? I'll cut you a deal. Tickets were $90 a pop, and he gave them both for $120, just straight up. And they were real. He sat beside us, like he
Yeah.
was there like the next inning.
Oh,
He's
shit.
like, oh, these are my seats. He's like, I'm not scamming you. And he showed us, like, he's like, yeah, a key thing when you scalpers give you tickets, look at the date on them and look at, like, they could be in the same section. There might be different rows and stuff. He's like, make sure the numbers match and make sure all that. Because I remember hearing about another guy on a podcast who bought tickets to go see a team play, and it was from the month prior. But he bought 150. It was at MSG. So dropped $300, and then he's like, yeah, the moment I gave the money to the guy, he was like, all right, have fun. And then he just kind of like walked off. And then he's like, yeah, I walked into MSG getting all excited and go hand the tickets, and it's like, bam, bam, bam. And then the lady's like, oh, this was from last month. $300.
Oh, man.
Gone.
I would be
Ooh.
furious. I'm so skeptical
And he
of
was
scalpers.
pissed, yeah. Yeah, obviously. But anyways, that's a trick. But yeah, baseball super. So that's yours.
I would
think
say that, yeah.
mine's along the lines of you guys. Like, just go hit up. I want to see baseball, or not baseball. NBA. I'm not really the biggest fan
Yeah.
of, but NHL is number one priority. NFL would be sweet. Just
Insane.
tailgating.
It's unreal. It's so
Yeah,
much
you've
fun.
been.
I went to Arizona last year to see the Cards and the Seahawks play. It was like
Really?
week 15. It was for like, I think it was 15 or 14. I can't remember which week it was. Yeah. And it was like unbelievable. Like it's a fairly new stadium, and we were just walking around, and like me and my buddy like ran into some guy. He's like, hey, like, yeah, it's my first time at a game. He's like, you got to come tailgate with us then. And they invited us over, and just like, it was this like Mexican family, and they had so much food, and they were just like shoving it down my throat, like, eat, you gotta try this,
Come on,
you gotta try this. Yeah,
hey, this is for you.
Oh, I was like, oh my
this
god,
is the best.
Yeah, and they're just giving me.
I'm never going home.
Unreal. I was like, this is the best time I've ever had.
Yeah. I've been tailgating once.
It was a Marshawn Lynch game where he like dove in the end zone.
Grabbed the nuts again for the second time, and he knew it.
Yeah.
He knew going into the end zone.
Yeah.
They told him the first time, they're like, Marshawn, you do it again, that's $25,000.
Yeah.
That son of a bitch, he knew it.
Yeah.
He's
He
like,
might as well have
$25,000.
thrown Skittles in the air at the same time and
Yeah.
doubled the fine. Yeah. Man, holy smokes.
Yeah, those are fun. I would say NFL tailgating is second to none. And like, I had friends who went to Green Bay last year, and like they were playing the Eagles. My friend's an Eagles fan, and like even the Green Bay fans were like, "Oh, shitty, but come and have food with us," and like just invite like. NFL tailgating is the coolest thing.
I want to go. I want to make it down to Minnesota for either probably not this year, but next year because it's their last year at TCF Bank. I want to see them play outside.
Yeah,
and I want to see the Gophers play there anyway, so I can hit it up like twice in 2
Yeah.
days. But I've been once, but it was December. Like, no, it was maybe November. It was cold. It was like I wore my winter jacket into the arena. It was cold.
That's nuts, yeah.
But I remember eating the greatest ribs I've ever had in my life tailgating. They were from Famous Dave's, but they were just amazing. Like they were so good. And I remember like doing the inflatable like. Did you guys have the inflatable? Like, there's a mini. You have to run through like they're for kids.
Yeah.
Those things are the best.
Yeah.
I remember like I did the ad. There was a kid one and an adult one, and I did the kid one, and then they're like, "Oh, you're not tall enough for the other one." And I'm like, "Oh, I'll try it." And I almost started crying because I couldn't lift myself over the wall to climb over. So what I had to do, I had to go to the side, and my dad picked me up out of it. It was rough. It was so sad.
Yeah.
And you know how hard it is to kick a field goal wearing winter boots?
I'd imagine.
Impossible. It's impossible.
I can see it.
I went,
Big old Sorels.
I went, they won. I went 0 for 4, and it wasn't even like close. Like I didn't hit the back wall. It either went far left. I'm pretty sure I hit one of the ladies once. My defining moment though was when I got a picture with the cheerleaders, and I was like, 11-year-old me, and I'm like, ladies, my hands are on their back.
I'm so close to their butts.
Yes, dude. I was like belly button level, and I'm like, and it was like my dad's more excited than.
Yeah. Get a little closer. He's aiming the camera at something else. Not even.
Can't see you.
He's got your face, but not theirs. Just straight boob shot for them. Eh?
Yeah, for sure. I have the picture kicking around somewhere.
that's
It's
funny.
great. It's great. Yeah. All right. Well, let's jump into the division breakdowns here. Or do we want to go like just random or what?
Yeah, whatever you.
All right, I'll go first. My
You're
team.
steering it, so let's do it.
I got we did the Atlantic Division. I got Tampa Bay Lightning. Their player changes. The only two guys I saw that were out is Brendan Moore and Mark Barberio. But Mark Barberio is still like a free agent. They haven't really signed him. No one's really gone after him. And in is Eric Condro, who directly replaces Brendan Moore. So that's a easy fix.
Yeah.
Personnel
fix.
changes, I don't recall anything massive
I don't think there was any.
off the top of my head. Prospects, they have, I guess, one of the three is Adam Ernie. Right wing, 6'1", 196, who's drafted first round, 33rd overall. And he played for the Quebec Ramparts in the QMJHL. He's probably most likely going to be like their first call-up this year. Although he's battling, well, what happened to Drouin? What happened to him?
What happened?
I think he was put in a spot that he wasn't able to see. Like, when you're a first-line player again and you're playing third-line minutes, like your whole career he's played number 1 minutes. And he comes to Tampa Bay and he's playing like third-line minutes. You just can't get into that groove like you can. You're not playing with, like, the best players, right? If he's playing with Stamkos, it's a wholly different game, right? And even that Game 7, or was it 7 or 6? The last one there. We lost in 6, right? He looked really good in that game. Like, he was flying around, but I think you give him a chance, he'll be good.
His defensive game, I think that's why they weren't crazy about him.
Well, yeah.
They expect
when you're on a line with
expect more of
Stamkos,
a-
you're
they
expected
expect
to
more-
play some D.
They expect more of a defensive game from him right now, and I don't think he's that kind of player.
No.
So
Hopefully Stevie White turns that around.
I'd be curious. I'd be curious to see if he sticks around there or not. Because
Oh, I think he's sticking around.
I mean, but look how many young guys they already have. They have to sign. Like,
But if theoretically you lose Stamkos,
That's
do you
true.
really want to lose like your third overall pick from
That's
a
true.
couple years ago?
that could be the yeah.
Actually, funny that I didn't even realize this. The next two guys are defensemen, so I guess they're really drafting around. They know their offense is fine.
Yeah.
Anthony D'Angelo, defenseman, 5'11", 170. Drafted first round in 2014, 19th overall. Played for Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. D'Angelo was rumored to go in the top 10, but then he got suspended because of his behavior and misconduct off the ice in the locker room and on the ice as well in the OHL. He was a guy who he's from the Philly area, so a lot of people thought he was going to get drafted by Philly, but then they passed up on him. I forget who Travis Sanheim. They took Sanheim, another defenseman. Lots of people were super high on him, but the reason it was because he had attitude problems, but it was like racial slurs that he got suspended for.
He's like a really angry kid, apparently. He's really bad anger management.
Yeah, real rough anger management. And then the other defenseman is Slater Cuckoo, one of the best names coming up. Yeah. Spelled Koekkoek. I thought it was one of those like...
I always thought it was Keokik. I have never heard it pronounced
It's Cuckoo.
It is Cuckoo.
Yeah, Slater Cuckoo! Ooh! Yeah, I remember when he got drafted, it's like, I thought it was a Coco or like Kuek.
Yeah.
And then it's like Slater Cuckoo, and I'm like, Slater Cuckoo forever. Yeah, a defenseman, 6'2", 185, 2012, first round, 10th overall, played for the Syracuse Crunch. So I'm assuming if Mark Barberio walks out, he's, I guess, the next in line. But their D's set for a little while.
Yeah.
They got who? They got Hedman, Carl, Coburn, Schuster.
Yeah, they just signed him again this year.
They traded away the axe murderer Radko Gudas and Jason Garrison. There you go.
Yeah, those guys are all signed
pretty solid.
Term.
Yeah,
pretty solid decor.
Last year, the record was 50, 24, and 8 for 108 points. That was second in the Atlantic, third in the East, and fifth in the NHL. Not too bad. They were only behind in the Atlantic. They were only behind the Montreal Canadiens. Player changes: Mike Weaver and Sergei Gonchar are gone. In Torrey Mitchell and Alexander Semin.
Whoa! You just transferred into the Montreal, and I was like, "What are you talking about?"
It was a really good switch.
It was a really good switch. There was like
really
no
good.
pause.
Yeah.
It really threw me off. I'm sorry.
That's what I do. That's why.
You knew.
Personnel changes, none that I could think of, but I mean, they probably hired on like another 10 like associate advisors.
Yeah.
Because Montreal's always got that. Prospects. We could pretty much name their prospects, but this personal preference. I think Zach Fucale's their best prospect right now. Goalie, 6'2", 180. Stefan shaking his head.
I'm thinking. I'm just trying to think of all their...
well, name the rest of them.
Okay.
2013 acquired in the second round, 36th overall. Now you may be thinking, what? 36th overall in the second round? That's a little nuts. Like, that's kind of late. But goalies, you got to be wary of goalies. They're questionable. Second prospect is Nikita Sherbak, right wing, 6'2", 195, drafted 2014, first round, 26th overall. I didn't even click in. I'm like, man, they draft real late. Oh, wait, that's because they're always playing in June or May. Must be nice. And the other guy is Michael McCarron, right wing. When they drafted him, he was 6'3". He was like 6'3", like 200. He's now 6'6", 225. First overall, 25th, or First round, 25th overall, 2013. Played for the Oshawa Generals. So he won the Memorial Cup this year. He was on one of the top lines. He was very big.
They moved to center this year. He was drafted as a right wing, and they moved him to center.
They moved him to center?
Yeah.
Are they trying to mimic Adam Lowry? Those animals.
I imagine.
How dare they take a
He did really well, too, this year. Like that was like one of the big things with Oshawa. Like, they got finally depth down the middle, and like he's obviously a monster at that age.
Yeah, he's big. Yeah. He's a big boy. So. And their record last year was 50, 22, and 10 for 110 points. First in the Atlantic, second in the East, second overall in the NHL. All right, it's only downhill from here, guys.
All right, bring it.
Let us have it. Stefan, who'd you get?
I got Buffalo. So there's obviously quite a bit of personnel changes with them. They hired Dan Bylsma as their coach to right the ship with that.
I love that move.
Yeah. They made a few trades this offseason to try and bolster their lineup after being the last place team last year.
Not getting
They tried to be the last place team, though. Let's get real.
They were.
They traded away both their goalies at the deadline.
Yeah. No one trades for Chad Johnson. No one.
Their goalies are like, you're playing too well. You're out.
Seriously. Like at trade deadline, I think on TSN or SportsCenter, the panel there, they were like, what are they doing? They're trading away the guys that did good.
Yeah, no,
it doesn't make sense.
I remember a game there towards the end of the year in Buffalo. They were playing Chicago, and they were winning. I think Buffalo was winning 2-1 with like 2 minutes to go, and Taves scored twice in like a minute, and the Buffalo fans went nuts.
Yeah,
because they're like, we're gonna lose.
Hey, Connor!
Oh man!
Oh, Jack! Yeah. Damn it! Yeah. All right, who'd they acquire?
They got Ryan the Drunk O'Reilly. They traded quite a bit for him. They traded Nikita Zadorov, Mikhail Grigorenko, and JT Compher. So those are big prospects to give up. But also, in the trade, they got Jamie McGinn. They also traded for Robin Lehner. That was a first-round pick in their second first-round pick for him. So just straight up, I think that was the...
And leg one, they got in that deal.
And
too.
leg one, right. Yeah, that was
Depth
down the middle. I think it was also more of a cap move for Ottawa.
Yeah.
To get rid of leg one's contract off the books. But
Did he have a bad contract?
he just had like another $3 million on it or
Oh,
something.
and
Like
why not just
one
rid of
year,
it?
$3 million.
We'll get to it, but they had a lot of young guys they wanted to sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and they have like their own kind of internal salary cap in Ottawa. So
They do.
They're much like Winnipeg. They don't.
They know what they're doing, but they got to get there.
They'll be like mid to high, but never like top.
yeah, and then the last one they bought out Cody Hodgson. So that was supposed to be the big trade back in the day. They traded Zach Cassian for him,
That
and
was the weirdest.
And
like,
he's
that
gone to
makes-
Montreal now too.
No, Nashville.
no
No,
Montreal.
Zach Cassian went to Montreal.
Zach
Oh,
Cassian?
Cassian's in Montreal and Hodgson's
Did you
in
have him on
Nashville.
your-
Do you have him on your list?
Who's that?
Zach Cassian.
Zach
from
Cassian.
Montreal.
Oh, in the off-season trade, I did it.
And Brandon Prust is gone.
Brandon Press. Well, there you go. I don't even know how to do my job.
Yeah.
Okay, wait.
So-
Now that we're talking about Nashville real quick, they announced that they're going to have gold Saturdays. What's that mean? They're going to wear gold helmets on Saturdays.
Just gold helmet.
I'm part of no,
And
like the
pants and
yellow.
everything?
Because originally,
Okay.
originally when they came into the league, the ownership wanted the gloves to be yellow, pants yellow, and helmet to be yellow, and the NHL stepped in and said, "No, we're not doing that." Well, now a part of a promotion, it's called like Golden Saturdays or something. I think R. Kelly's gonna be like singing there on Saturdays.
Oh, yeah.
But anyways, yellow helmets. It's gonna look awful.
That's great.
I think the Jets have a game there on Saturday, so I'm
They
pumped.
do.
I'm
I
pumped.
think it's one of the first ones,
Oh,
too.
do it.
That's
It's Saturday,
fantastic.
November 14th.
That'd be so
I think.
intimidating.
I can't wait.
I don't know what to do.
What's going on over there?
Oh my god!
Jeez.
All right, sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. And their prospects, they're pretty easy to lift off. Prospect number one, obviously Jack Eichel, the second overall pick this year. Supposed to be like a generational player. Obviously, he would have easily went first overall if it wasn't for McDavid.
Mm-hmm.
And their second prospect is Sam Reinhart, the third of the bunch of Reinharts in the league. He was drafted
Second overall. as well.
overall last year as well. So they have, obviously, their depth down the middle is going to be pretty ridiculous. I think they're saying they might move Reinhardt to the wing because they still have Zygmunt Girgensson in the middle as well. So
You
he's
said
like-
it wrong.
I did.
Zimgus Gargans.
Gargans.
For my rap song.
the NHL
Yes.
All-Star starter.
Yes. So he's
Thanks, Latvia.
hey,
Hey.
someone's got to vote,
You
right?
gotta do
Dude,
it. You
if
gotta do
Ehlers
it.
plays good enough, you think we could get Denmark in on this and vote?
Do it.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Dude, start
I figure
the
they would
ballot.
get Lars Ellers in there at some point, though.
Yeah.
If they liked him. No, they don't
But
like him.
but I don't think
Lars Eller didn't bring him a win.
Lars
at World
didn't have the
Championship or
buzz.
World
Like,
Juniors.
yeah, he didn't have the buzz around him.
True.
Ehlers has a ton of buzz, so I think that might.
Yeah.
He's got
What's
the
it?
under-
Does he have buzz because it's the Winnipeg, though?
It's
Yeah.
true, but
The
I mean,
Winnipeg.
look how well he played in the junior tournament.
And
Don't forget
physically, he's got the underbite that classic Danes have. The
that.
underbite,
That's
right?
true.
I mean, I got it.
Like it's a face to go.
I'm not Danish, but I'm
It's true.
Scandinavian, so.
Well, there you go.
One more thing I would add: you can pretty much have add Evander Kane to that because he hasn't played for them yet.
True.
So
Yeah.
How dare you leave off one of the best? Who's the third guy?
He signed a fashion deal this week, actually.
Who?
did he?
Evander Kane.
What?
He's
For
like
who?
I don't know, some sort of. I read it like briefly glanced into Twitter. It's like, oh, Evander Kane now becomes a fashion model or something.
That's like Sagan. Like
Yeah.
they were talking about Sagan's like a triple threat. He acts, he models, and he plays
Oh,
hockey.
he's in Goon 2, right?
Yeah, coming out. Yeah,
Coming
along with Michael Delzato.
Yeah.
So
I'm kind of
obviously,
bummed they're not shooting the second one in
Delzato's.
Winnipeg.
Yeah,
Oh
well,
well.
yeah,
we got the first.
one.
We got first,
Yeah,
right?
that's true. We
The
got the original.
sequels always suck.
Exactly.
And
Sequels
the
are never
first
good.
one, like, come on! Every time you watch that show, like, I've watched probably 5 or 6 times. Every time I'm like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Then you lay down, you're like, I totally went there. I played there. Like, even if everyone in the room's been there too, you're like,
Yeah.
no, I've been there. I've been there.
I was there. I've been that seat. I sat in it.
Yeah.
In Portage. I was right
Halifax,
there.
Right there. Boom.
Yeah.
That's it.
Halifax, more like the Arlington Bridge.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
MTS Center in Quebec. Let's get
Yeah. oh, an old teammate of ours is a coach for the Quebec team.
Is he?
Yeah,
Who's
yeah.
that?
Our buddy's Uncle Sean Shatford.
real. Oh, was he?
Okay.
Uncle Shats.
I know.
Yes, sir.
Girl we went to school with, her dad is the producer on the TV show at the beginning. You know when like he's like the guys call in or
Yes,
whatever?
Mr. Duncan.
Mr. Duncan.
Yes,
is,
sir.
Is the,
I know who that is.
Is
Yeah.
the producer,
Could be.
and someone was saying that the doctor on the team, like that Asian guy that plays.
Yes.
For they just like the director apparently just saw him. He's like, I like you. I'm making you a role in this movie, and like just made a role for him.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
I
wicked.
can't remember who it was that told me like they knew him and they're like, yeah, he's like I was just a backup or whatever.
Fun fact about Winnipeg,
Yeah, we don't have money, but we
Goon
do.
2 was shot here.
Goon 1.
Goon 1 was
Goon
shot
1,
here, sorry, yeah.
So.
There's some pretty well-known... Winnipeg's like...
Gilly?
There's lots of famous stuff from Winnipeg.
Shall We Dance?
Yeah.
Shall we dance?
Oh, Richard Gere. No, is it Richard Gere? No, who's the guy who went nuts? But it was a prank. He's like, oh, he's playing around twiddling his thumbs.
What?
The rookie. Baseball. The rookie. Who's the rookie?
Dennis Quaid?
Dennis Quaid
He's
shooting a film
shooting a
here.
movie here, too.
And because they're looking for like thousands of extras. But you had to go like last Sunday to do it. And all
It's
they
like a
need is like
kid's
for you to
movie,
watch.
though.
It's going to be based like I think out of LA or something. And I'm like, either way,
Whatever.
he's filming here for some reason. So
Roddy Piper, rest in peace. Another
yeah.
Winnipegger.
Who's a Winnipegger?
Born in Saskatoon, grew up in Winnipeg.
Really?
Yep. Well, and I didn't know that till like 2 years ago.
That sucks. Huh. Okay, who's that third prospect?
Jake the Snake McCabe.
How dare you? He's played a game. That doesn't count.
He played one game.
No,
I
you
would
name
consider-
Hudson Fasching from the Minnesota Golden Gophers.
No
Because
way.
he's going to do probably the AHL, but he's awesome.
Yeah, it was. There isn't much. I wanted a D-man in there. I figured.
Yeah, you got to toss in.
Like, well, they traded away so many deals. Like, oh, someone's got to move up this list.
Dang
right?
it, I should have wore it. I got my Voracek alternate finally.
Oh, you did. Finally.
3 months later. And then I looked at my jerseys and my sisters were going through and making fun of me because they're like, oh, I spent so much money. And then they're like, wait, all of these guys are forwards. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, why don't you have a defenseman? I'm like, see the Flyers defense corps? I'm like, any of those guys. No chance. That's why I'm rooting so hard for Provorov to make it. I mean, come on, he needed D jersey. Come on, baby.
Get like an old Pronger one.
Ooh, yeah. And then put a Stanley Cup Finals patch on it.
Yeah, and then just like cross out that and put Arizona afterwards.
Actually, I'm really waiting on someone to come out with like a Pronger Arizona jersey.
You know someone's gonna do it. You know it.
There's a McDavid Jets fan. I've seen him at a game before. Like
He had a Jets jersey with McDavid on it.
Yeah, he got it when
I
the
didn't
Jets
regret
were
that
like
one.
third or fourth last. Like for like that 1 week that they sucked, but everyone sucked too.
That's
But
it.
they were real sucked.
That's an expensive joke.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah. Mm-hmm.
cash,
Yeah.
I guess.
All
right on
right.
that one.
What else we got?
You want to go down, or do you want me to do the other one?
No, yeah,
You
do
go,
Boston.
and then I'll do mine. Mine will be quick.
Boston is my other team. Personnel changes. They fired Peter Chiarelli, and hired, I can't remember what his name now is, Sweeney? I
Todd
think?
Sweeney.
Todd Sweeney.
Yeah.
Who absolutely just yard sailed
He's
the
the
team.
devil.
He absolutely buried this team. I get they fired Chiarelli because they didn't make the playoffs this year, which baffles my mind. Like they've made the playoffs. I think this is the first year since his rookie GM year with them. They haven't made the playoffs.
That's what you do when you miss playoffs once.
Exactly.
But the Kings missed the playoffs and they didn't dump anyone.
Yeah, they didn't.
Yeah, well, they're probably a normal organization.
That's because everyone's so like, oh, who are your Stanley Cup contenders next year? Well, we got Chicago, LA. They didn't make the playoffs. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
They're big fans of that Will Ferrell, Bill O'Reilly, or who's the O'Reilly guy?
John C. Riley.
John C. Riley and Will Ferrell, that show Everything Must Go.
I can't say I've seen that.
It's a rough one.
It's a rough
Actually,
one.
I don't even know if O'Reilly's in it, but I know Will Ferrell's in it.
Yeah.
It was suggested by Netflix for some reason.
Ooh.
And
Never.
That's a
Never
never.
get a Netflix
They have you.
suggestion.
You know, some guys sit there like, ha, 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 ha. Cameron's gonna watch this because I suggested it.
And I did.
Yeah, you did.
I did, and I regret it. That's
I
like,
imagine.
the run I went on today. I regret it. It was stupid. It was a bad decision, but
imagine.
it happened. All right, what else you got?
Okay, so they fired him. They also traded away their best defenseman. I guess personal opinion, Dougie Hamilton for a first round pick, a second round pick, and a third round pick, which turned in
Which baffled every Eastern Conference GM
Yeah.
there is. They were like, "That's it!
Yeah, they gave
Oh
up
my god!"
nothing. Like, I mean, it would have been almost the equivalent of an offer sheet at that point.
Yep.
And he signed a fairly reasonable contract in Cal. It wasn't
5.75
outrageous.
for
And
6 years.
that's really cheap for a guy. He's like 20. He's our age, right? He's
Yep.
24. How old are we? 24.
I think so.
Yeah.
around
He
there.
might even be younger than that. I could be wrong. But
I think he's actually a year younger than us.
yeah, I think he is. So there you go.
You know who's laughing about that contract? Jacob Trouba.
Jake-
It could be bad for him. It could be like
It could, 'cause
that
they-
could be like, well, don't get me wrong. I like Jacob Trouba, but I think Dougie Hamilton's a better D-man than Jacob Trouba.
I'd say right now for sure, yeah.
So
well, yeah, but it's like
that
his
you're gonna
contract
go-
is up. It's
But I'm just saying, he's like, well, I can get at least $5 million. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what if you shoot
maybe
for 8?
Maybe he wants.
Yeah.
And now they're
Exactly,
like, well, I mean,
so-
Dougie did this.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Which is good for the Jets because, like, okay, that's a reasonable contract
It's
for
not
the
bad.
next, whatever it is, instead of the 6 or 7 maybe he was at. Maybe allegedly.
It's
Yeah.
all
Well, that's like, hey,
alleged
they'll
right
probably, and if that happens, the Jets, it'll work in their favor. They'll somewhat take
Absolutely.
advantage of Trouba and offer him less money.
Yeah.
I.e., the Flyers and Troncaturi. I bet you if he busts out next year, he's really going to be regretting signing that 4.5 average
Yeah.
or 4.25 average for the next 6 years. It's like, oh, yikes!
Yeah.
When I saw that, I was like, I thought I had to double check. I'm like, what?
That's
There's
it.
no other number in there. And then I looked and I'm like, oh, well, Ron Hextall has a little home run and
Yeah.
just ruthless. He doesn't
Just-
even care.
Takes advantage of someone's down season. Like, well, this is how you're going to play forever, so we'll give you this much money.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Sorry. Keep
So, no, we'll continue. They traded away a fan favorite in Milan Lucic. They traded him away for a few guys. They had Martin Jones very briefly. I think
yeah,
they
like
picked
a
up-
less than a week.
Yeah. Then they traded him to San Jose. There was a picks, I think that was it. There was the first round pick, right?
Yeah, I think so.
But they had to give
Maybe a
up.
prospect. Too,
I
I
mean,
don't
yeah,
know.
it wasn't much. And then they also traded away, what's his name? Riley.
Smith.
Riley Smith, that's it.
To LA?
And
No, to Florida for Jimmy Hayes.
and the contract of Mark Savard.
And the contract.
Ooh,
of
clear up some
Mark,
cap
yeah.
space to sign those
Those-
superstars that you drafted 13, 14,
Yeah.
15. Aye.
So all these picks and trades ended up reaping them the 14th and 5th.
13, 14, 15.
They
Yeah,
had
three in a row.
13, right? I think they
Yeah,
had
so
13.
14,
They picked
15.
up 14, 15, and which supposedly were trying to trade up to get Noah Hannafin, but I mean Don Sweeney, I think it is Don Maloney did
Oh.
not want to make the trade with them. So yeah, and then they ended up with the free cap space they had, they signed Matt Bolesky from the Ducks to a pretty reasonable deal. Everyone thought he was going to get outrageously paid because of the year he had, which he doesn't deserve, but. I mean, I could ride shotgun with Corey Perry and Ryan Getzlaff and make that kind of 20-goal season.
Mm-hmm. If no one were allowed to hit me, I could put up the numbers.
Absolutely, yeah,
So I'm
it's
just
great. Just have a bodyguard with you. Yeah, and then so they had Jimmy Hayes, who's a 6'6", 230-pound winger from Florida. He's a big body.
Really?
He was a first-round pick actually back in the day by Chicago as well. He's the older brother of Kevin Hayes from
New York?
From New York,
I know that name.
yeah.
He's mean.
Was he first? No, he's second round. Because they both the Leafs had one of these guys. They traded away the pick for him or something like that back in the classic.
Jimmy Hayes.
You know what? Don't do
He
that.
was in the Brian Campbell trade, wasn't he?
I'm not sure. Don't do that
No,
to
maybe he's
yourself.
in a
Don't
different
look at past trades or don't look at the one
I think he
after
was
him.
just that's when they traded away a bunch of prospects to
Yeah.
whatever. That he was anyways, he was traded from there, but he's a big body. I guess kind of to replace Lucic on the
Okay.
wing.
And then who else?
They
you got?
lost as well. These guys are supposed to be on the other side. Dan Paille and Greg Campbell, like you guys said last time.
Yes.
So those are like the staples of their fourth line
Did
for the
Paille
past
go
couple.
anywhere?
All their heart and
I don't
soul
think
is
he
gone.
signed anywhere.
I think
That's
Campbell
surprising.
signed somewhere.
Campbell signed with Columbus.
Yes.
We talked
Yeah,
about
we
that last
talked about
episode. But yeah, so those were it was Campbell, Paille, and Chris Kelly were their unreal fourth line. they
Gone
had,
now.
and they're all pretty well.
Except
I think
Kelly.
Kelly's there for another, but he's again. That's what I guess that's one of the main reasons they fired Chiarelli was because of his poor cap management. He signed all these fourth line guys to big deals.
Yeah.
Chris Kelly is making $3 million as a fourth liner.
That's not what you want to pay a fourth
No,
liner.
you don't. So
3 or 4 years ago, it was a good deal, but not now.
no. And then their top prospects. The first one is Malcolm Subban, who will most likely be the backup to Tuukka Rask this year, after the trade.
Kudobin trade?
No, Nicholas Fedberg, I think his name was.
Oh, yeah.
He went to the KHL, I think.
Oh, okay.
He went over there. Their second pick, he kind of played a bit in the NHL this year, but mostly AHL, David Pasternak.
Pasternak,
Pasternak.
yeah.
He's a really good player. I think
Yeah.
he'd do well there. And the third one, there's a bunch of guys, but I went with Jake Zaboral.
Zaboral,
Jacob
defenseman?
Zaboral, the guy they picked up with in the 13th overall pick. So their system, they replenished their prospect pool, but I mean their lineup looks pretty subpar.
They're gonna
Like, their
have
D-
quite the dive.
Yeah, they re-signed Adam McQuaid, who like again hasn't.
And it was after they
He's an
signed
average.
Dougie traded
traded
Dougie.
him
And
away.
I'm
They're
like,
like-
why wouldn't you do the other
Yeah,
way?
so that was their. If I look at both these rosters, I mean, don't get me wrong, Boston has the experience, but I could see Buffalo finishing ahead of Boston.
I definitely see
Yeah,
Buffalo.
so I mean, the only one that can dictate that is Tuukka Rask, though.
Yes.
I mean, if he plays like real Tuukka Rask, then he should be fine. But yeah, pass
All
the
right,
Dutchie.
Dan, let us have
Pass
it.
the puck to me.
Pass the
Alrighty, this
Dutchie.
is going to be quick. Ottawa Senators in. Nobody. I mean, nobody knew. They re-signed a bunch of guys. They re-signed Mark Stone. They re-signed Mike Hoffman. They re-signed Mika Zibanejad. But they really didn't bring anybody in. So they're going young. They got rid of Robin Leonard and David Legwand. That was the Buffalo trade. So pretty much same team as last year, younger. Obviously, Andrew Hammond will be the backup or starter, I guess. That remains to be seen how they want to play with him and Craig Anderson. Dave Cameron was re-signed. He was the coach when they went on that ridiculous run, whatever it was, 23-2 and whatever they were. They finished 43, 26, and 13. That was 99 points. That got them in the playoffs, which, you know what? If not for them, the Jets would have been the feel-good story of the year, but that was totally the feel-good story of the year. I guess you could throw Calgary in there, too, but
Yeah.
just they were a
There's always a
complete
feel-good
underdog team that, no one gave a chance to, and they made it.
Okay.
Top prospects from the internet. Nicholas Paul, he's a left winger, 6'2".
Hey, Paul, what team did he play for?
Played for the Ottawa Six.
A green jersey.
He was part
Oh,
of the-
Brantford Battalion.
Yes.
Yeah,
he
okay.
Played, he was part of the Spezza trade,
Yep.
actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have
He played on World Juniors last
Chris
year.
Weidman, he's a defenseman, 6'5", 174. And Frederick Clayson, he's also a defenseman, he's 6 feet, 198 pounds, so a couple big defensemen. Which, their D is probably where they need the most.
Who did they draft this year?
Thomas Chabot? I think
Oh,
that's
right, because I was like, why wouldn't you pick Konechny? Because he was a captain of the
Yeah,
Ottawa
they passed on him
66.
twice, actually.
Yep. And then the Flyers were like, well, of course we will trade up. Toronto, please. Please, Toronto, answer the phone. And Toronto answered the phone.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Moving on, the Detroit Red Wings. Couple changes in Brad Richards, Mike Green, Eric Tangrady.
Shut up.
Yep, that's
Real?
serious. Yep, they signed him.
Man, how is that guy even in the league anymore?
He's so bad.
He's the...
You know when guys like Anthony Peluso and Chris Thorburn get re-signed over you that you're not very good. The only major out was Stephen Weiss. They bought him out. Stefan Weiss.
Stefan Weiss.
Stephen, I don't know.
No.
It's spelled Stefan, but they say Steven,
Yeah,
so
no,
it
no.
throws
Steven
me off.
with the PH.
Steven.
Out, Mike Babcock, the longest tenured coach in the NHL,
Ooh.
in the NHL, gone. In the youngest NHL coach, Jeff Blashill, he coached the Grand Rapids Griffins for several years, so I believe he won a Calder Cup with them as well.
Oh, really?
He did last year?
Yeah, last year.
Yeah, before, not this year, but the
Year
last
before.
He beat I think they beat the Leafs in the finals. The
Marlies?
the
Yeah,
Marlies.
I think
Right,
they did
because
too.
it was a really weird controversial goal that happened, right?
Yes.
From like
Yeah.
the center ice or
Yeah.
something like that. Like
In
it bounced
terms
off
of
a
their-
stanchion.
In terms of their prospects, Dylan Larkin and Anthony Mantha are clearly the 1-2.
Yep.
When you go to the third, it's tough because half these guys played some games for Detroit last year. You got Xavier Ouellet, who's been called up a couple times.
Yeah, he wore...
Landon Ferraro's been called up a couple times. Who else we got here? Alexei Marchenko was called up. He's a defenseman. He played a couple games last year. Timu Polkinen got called up. He played towards the end of the year. So they've got like 4 guys that are...
They're always Detroit. It's like,
so
where'd this guy come from?
it's-
The 7th round.
Yeah.
There is no
They have all
7th
these
round.
guys
Oh,
that
he was
are,
there.
they haven't played much, but they came in and they fit right away.
Yeah.
So,
Even that first round pick they had this year, that Russian guy. What's his name? Shirokov. I want to say, I don't know. They drafted him like 16th overall.
I have no idea. So, they finished 43, 25, and 14 for 100 points. 1 point ahead of Ottawa for third in the Atlantic.
Wow. Oh, okay, since we're talking about prospects, did you guys hear about Austin Matthews?
Yes.
He made the decision to sign with the Zurich Lions of the Swiss League head coach Mark Crawford. This is going to change things for young kids coming up in the league. Or like, if they want to get paid now, they got a late birthday. Because lots of people said if Austin Matthews was in this draft, he would definitely rival, obviously McDavid will go 1, but he definitely rival Eichel. And he only missed a birthday, I think, by like 6 days. Like, the draft by 6
really,
days. And like Mark Crawford's already like, oh, he's player ready. It's gonna be really interesting to see how this pans out. Like, does he go to World Juniors after playing against men and just dominate these kids?
It's happened though, right? Like guys have gone from Anthony Duclair last year was in the NHL for most of the year, and he went back to the World Juniors.
Oh yeah, and then he did pretty. Well, they already had a great team, but he didn't do like amazing.
No,
but he did.
But he's still an NHL player. Like back in the day, even when the first lockout there, when Patrice Bergeron had like played a full year in the NHL,
and then went back to
Then he went to the World Juniors. So that was the lockout year when like Crosby, like this the best team Canada of all time. So like, there's guys that have done that before. It's not. Yeah.
Well, that's like Jonathan Toews was one of the first guys. No, he was the first kid ever to. He actually played World Juniors, played World Championships, and then played Juniors again. That was because he was NCAA, right?
Oh, right, because he...
And so...
Okay, yeah.
But because he wasn't signed to a contract, you don't have to be signed to a contract to play for Team Canada.
Right.
So he played first year UND, and then he played...
You went when he was 16, though, right? Didn't he?
UND went when he was 17.
No, but he went to the World Juniors. When was he, like, 6... Was he that?
He was 17, 18.
17, 18, okay.
Yeah. So 17, he played like his fresh, like redshirt freshman season, like true freshman season at UND. And during his first year, he played World Juniors. And then during his second, did he only play once there maybe? No. And then he played, because he played twice for World Juniors, I'm pretty sure.
He would have played the year of his draft, because he had a cage one year. So he was under the age of 18.
So he played juniors, world champs, juniors again. And the second time he played juniors was when he wore number 29, and Jeff Frazee, and that amazing hat trick.
Yeah.
And he's like, and they're like, what were you thinking? Or like, how's the game? And he's like, oh, it's fucking awesome. Oh, so. And his face froze.
Yeah.
But yeah, Austin Matthews signs with the Zurich Lions, so I thought that was pretty...
It's a neat way to go about it.
We're running a little long, so we should probably get Greg on the line.
Yeah, no, yeah. Oh, yeah, I thought I was giving you the sign there. But yeah, you get Greg on the line.
You gave me the sign, and you just kept going.
I was doing like, the universal sign. We thought we were all incognito, so...
Just pretend like I'm not here, and I'll never know, and I'll just...
No, let's pretend like you're not here, and see if he'll smack talk you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just say, Greg, Stefan didn't show up again. And then you just come in and get him. When he's talking about the Leafs. We're terrible friends.
Excuse me.
Hello?
Yes, hello. This is a Last Man In podcast calling. Hi, is a Gregory Patrick there? Gregory Patrick.
There's a man eating Doritos on the other end.
That's the man we're looking for.
Sounds about right.
What flavor is this man eating?
What do you think? There's only one flavor of Doritos.
How dare... No! Sweet Chili Heat is game changer.
Cool Ranch?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm eating is sweet chili heat. That's the only kind of Doritos.
Not Cool Ranch.
Cool Ranch? Come on. Some love.
Okay, we need someone
Ranch?
to... Can you inform...
What am I, like a beast? Who eats Cool Ranch?
What?
Who likes ranch, first of all? Like, what kind of
What's
sauce?
wrong with
How
ranch?
dare you? Are you joking me
hell?
right now? Have you ever had spicy Hidden Valley Ranch?
Have you ever
spicy
mixed
ranch?
buffalo sauce with ranch and dipped chicken fingers in it?
No, he doesn't like ranch, and he doesn't like buffalo. I remember distinctively
Who is this
back
guy?
in the day, he threw a hissy fit when you had hot wings and, your ranch flavor. He got all upset. We need someone to fill us in on the Leafs because Stefan didn't show up again.
Wow.
I know, like, what are we going to do about that guy?
Like, it's ridiculous.
What have you guys covered so far?
Everything. We've talked about absolutely pretty much everything. From Patrick Kane.
You talked about Patrick Kane?
We did talk about Patrick Kane.
We didn't talk about the Florida Panthers.
Okay.
We didn't talk about Florida, though.
No, you guys probably haven't talked about Florida or Toronto because that's my job.
Okay, well, fill us in there, superstar. So no words to say about... What should we do about this Stefan situation? I'm really, wondering.
Does he own a tracksuit?
Does he own a tracksuit? I don't know, Stefan. Do you own a tracksuit?
I don't know.
Yeah! We're trying to get you. We're trying to cahoot you.
Yeah. We wanted you to slander me, and then I was just going to come in and...
Get you.
Yeah.
You're too nice, Greg.
Greg's so happy that he didn't say anything else.
He's like,
now.
whoa, I was about to go off. That tracksuit was going to take a turn you would not have expected.
All right, go. Let us have the Leafs and Panthers. Come on now.
Okay, I'll start with Florida.
Yeah, best is first, right? You always say.
Well, might as well do the team that's going to finish better right, this season. So
You got a point.
That's fair.
yeah, exactly. So Florida in for their team: Riley Smith, Mark Savard, Danny Heatley. They also signed Yarmer Yager, but that was
Whoa.
Danny
Danny
Heatley is
Heatley.
not there.
That's
Yeah.
what Sportsnet told me. That's what Sportsnet told me.
Oh,
He
look
was-
at him. Is he really legit?
He was traded there
He was
last year,
traded.
but his contract's up. I don't think he's there anymore.
No, it says it on Sportsnet.
Go, toss it. Allegedly.
Stats gun.
yeah, go get him. All right, continue on. Danny Heatley.
There's a lot of minor signings. I didn't really want to get into them.
Okay, all right. Who did anyone leave?
That's a lot of writing. Sean Messias left to go to Toronto, but I was going to talk about that.
He was in
That's
He was
an
in
in.
Vancouver.
He was in Vancouver. You were off today, Greg.
Let me tell you guys.
Danny Heatley is currently a free agent.
Ooh.
What's
What
this?
kind
This
of
podcast was going well, and it's just
what
falling
kind of
apart
like
now.
reporter are you?
Who's doing your research?
Some kid down on the docks over there.
I just go kick some rocks and
Yeah, he hired a fish flies actually.
go.
Go be free. Find me the free agents.
Get me the least. One comes back with a half-eaten burger. He's like, "This is custom. I know it is." All right, sorry. Continue on.
So their top three prospects: Lawson Krause, their first overall pick this year. Rocco Grimaldi.
Yep.
I believe he was their
Don't
first.
say it
round
like
pick
a
last
question
year.
mark. He'll be there. He's a threat.
He had a
And,
double double
There were a
bonus
lot of
hit,
decisions I
87.
could have picked for number 3, so instead I went with hometown boy Quentin Howden. And maybe he'll finally crack that lineup. Although that lineup's pretty freaking good, so
Okay.
yeah. So they already have Aaron Ekblad. They already have Nick Bukestad.
Hey, you don't have to name who they have. We know this. This is the team breakdown, you monster.
I'm a monster. I'm sorry.
Future, not the past.
Yeah. All right. What
Future, not past. Present counts right now. Just don't give me the bullshit.
so you're saying Blake Wheeler's a prospect?
No,
I mean, I think he's a prospect. He's well on his way.
He could be
He's
good.
got a few years on him.
He could be pretty good.
Yeah.
I like how you always resort to Blake Wheeler. You don't go to I guess Claude Giroux's just a prospect. No.
No, because he's a champion on and off the ice. You tell me a leader that grabs a cop's ass and gets away with it. No one. That's who, because he's a champion.
I don't think he'll ever win hoist the Stanley Cup. That's just me.
Giroux?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, he's going to win in 2019 when they sweep the Jets 4-0 in the Stanley Cup final.
With what defense?
They don't need defense if they're playing against Andre Pavlik. All they have to do is score 10 a game.
5 years from now, Pavlik's gone.
Fine, Hutchinson, they'll put 2 past him. I don't care.
No, it'll be.
You go to the left, you solve all of Philadelphia's problems because all they have is right-hand shots.
That's fine. Nothing's wrong with that. Greg, go tell me about the Leafs. Tired of talking to you.
Out. So who did not leave? Everyone.
Okay, fine. Tell me the shorter list. How about that, please?
Notable names: Dave Nonis, Peter Horachek, Phil Kessel, Tyler Biggs via trade. Plus, their entire scouting staff was kind of ixnayed.
Hey, do you have a TV on in the background?
Yeah, I'm watching.
You want to
Fever
shut
Pitch.
that off? It's real loud. We can hear
Not
it.
loud at all.
Are you watching pornography?
Fever Pitch.
Yeah, are you watching pornography?
I'm watching Fever Pitch. I'm watching.
That's
Jimmy Fallon and
pornography.
Jim
I've
Barrymore
heard
at
that.
their finest.
Wait, you're watching Fever Pitch?
Yeah,
Can you sing a song for us?
sure. What song?
Any of the songs that played on Fever Pitch.
I don't want to sing you some flogging or Dropkick Murphys. I know it's not around there.
Is Dropkick Murphys on Fever Pitch?
It's about the Boston
Yeah,
Red Sox, dude.
they're Boston. They're Boston.
Oh, Fever Pitch. I thought you were talking about Pitch Perfect.
Oh my god. Wow.
Ah!
Bazinga.
Woo! All right, continuing on, moving right along.
Okay, the players that are in, or are not players, but people who are in for Toronto. Lou Lamoriello, Mike Babcock,
You put a lot of emphasis on the cock there.
I heard bad clock.
Hey, you never want to be caught in the situation where you go to Google grandfather clocks and you forget the L. Okay? Ever.
I searched and all I came up with big black dicks.
Yeah.
That's funny.
How to find a lawyer? Did you mean big black cocks?
Yeah. Ted 2. Classic. All right, sorry, go ahead.
Wait, did you guys not get that reference from Coach's Corner when Don Cherry called Mike Babcock?
No.
No?
That's why I said Babcock.
Okay.
I just thought you screwed up.
I thought you said cock.
I heard clock.
Yeah.
No, I definitely said clock.
Oh
Oh.
boy.
It was a joke, but clearly.
Cock
you missed
Is
it.
it
Yeah.
clock or a clock?
Yeah. Is this Pam or Pam? I think I can clear the situation up. All right, there you go. Let us have Greg.
Okay, so in Daniel Winnick, Sean Mathias, Mark Arcarbello, P.A. Parento, Martin Marinchin, Matt Hunwick.
No.
They also, what?
This is so depressing. Like, Stefan's looking at the sky.
I'm like thinking the sign is like, holy crap, is that garbage? Like I can't name like one of those players who's done anything for me.
Why
recently.
would Daniel Winnick go back?
Oh,
Because he's ruined one jersey, and that's my friend's jersey. Because my friend went to go meet the Leafs, and he was getting JVR to sign his JVR jersey. And Daniel Winnick's girlfriend came up to him with Daniel Winnick standing right by her and was like, "Would you like a Daniel Winnick autograph?" And my friend's like, "Well, damn it, right there." So he handed him his jersey.
oh no!
And he signed it, and he got traded the next day.
Oh.
My friend was so mad. He's like, "Dude, but guess what happened? I just threw away $200. JVR signed jersey, accompanied by Daniel Winnick."
So
And he was right in front of him. He couldn't even say that.
it's fine. He's back now.
I
He's
know,
back.
but still, like,
Oh.
would you like a Daniel Winnick autograph?
Yeah.
Ah, damn it. Okay, what else you got, Greg?
It's like getting like Andrew Ladd. Here's Jimmy Slater.
No.
I kind of just had to do their top five, just because.
I believe we said top three.
Top
There's
three.
rules,
the
Greg.
Leafs don't get special exemption.
I'm putting special rules in place because.
Okay, fine, name them.
To be fair, I did name like 7 for Detroit.
Go. Oh,
Mitch Marner.
we're well over time at this point. We're at an hour 16.
Okay. Well, I'll be quick.
No, you
Mitch
go.
Marner, Willie Nylander, Kasperi Kapanen, also Travis Dermott, and Connor Brown are kind of up there.
Connor Brown.
Connor Brown.
He'll probably be there next year.
And Bernier was recently signed to a questionable deal at best.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Stefan made a funny face. So what do you mean
What's
by
questionable about it?
It's too much money for a goalie that's not that great. Right now. He's not that great right now.
Okay.
What he means is it's too much money for a goalie who's not James Reimer.
Why do you like James Reimer so much? James Reimer's a terrible goalie.
James Reimer's amazing.
He's awful.
However, I will say, I will take James Reimer, Jonathan Bernier over Antti Niemi, Kari Lettinen any day of the week, especially for that price tag of $6 million versus $10 million.
Can't really argue with you on that.
Okay.
that? Yeah.
Exactly.
So any thoughts from the road? What do you got for us? Anything happened today? That was interesting.
I've had a couple beers,
Okay, what'd you have for dinner?
Beer.
burger and fries.
Chip
Kind
truck?
of my staple. What?
Chip truck?
Chip truck?
Have you gone to a chip truck?
You've had a week.
Yes, I went last week, and the fries were good. Just I've had better.
Whose fries? I want to know which chip truck you went to.
It's dead.
I went to the one on the waterfront, or harbor front, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Hey, you show some respect to Kenora in that chip truck.
I'm not saying it wasn't good. I'm just saying I've had better. That's all.
Who's better than your chip truck?
George's Burgers and Subs on
That's fair.
St. Mary's Road.
Yeah, okay.
They're closed right now. It's so frustrating. I was gonna go there. They're just like renovating, I think, and they're closed for like till the 18th. It's like, why?
Why? I need my fix. I need it. I want that bag of fries.
That's
where
okay.
They don't even make it to your front door
Yeah.
because they fall through.
When they reopen, Cam and Greg can get me my fast food.
Yeah, exactly.
So much grease in there. It's ridiculous.
It's worth it. It's healthy.
Oh, it's so good for
I
you.
don't know if there's more grease in the fries or in Italian men's hair.
He's Greek.
No, he's saying the hair because it's so
Italian
greasy.
men have.
Oh.
Like, you know.
I just want to say, everyone, that was Greg Pedrick. That was not Last Man In podcast. That was Gregory
personal
Pedrick.
opinion on that.
Personal opinion. We are not above that. Greg,
we love the
very
Italians.
we love the Italians.
That's fine.
I think we get a little more racist on the show every week.
Yeah, like every week we take a step farther. Like
Cam made
somehow
an
we're
ALS
gonna-
joke today.
To be fair,
No, it didn't. I laughed at it.
It was like it wasn't a joke. It turned into a joke. It was a statement.
Okay, because apparently Andrew Ladd did the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge today.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what? A little late. And then Steppen said, well, I guess ALS never really goes away. And then I laughed.
You're an awful person.
Shut up. Get out of here.
Greg's like holding back a laugh.
Yeah, he's holding it back right now. Like he's just putting his hands in the sweet chili. He's just shoving them in right now. Have you had the Doritos 3D?
Cam, I told you one flavor and one flavor only.
You don't like. Who are
Just
you?
leave him.
He doesn't
Ranch.
even and like him. Yeah, Cool Ranch.
Cool Ranch.
Do you ever like waver off your favorites? I don't.
Yeah, it's called living a little bit.
Diversity, Greg.
Yeah,
If
diversify.
you eat your favorite all the time, it's not worth it. It's just.
It's totally worth it. The only time I diversify is when it comes to candy. Slurpee flavor, Dr. Pepper every time.
Yeah, that's fair.
DQ order, cherry milkshake every time.
Delicious.
Nope, it formerly changed. It used to be Strawberry Sundae. Do not believe that BS, ladies and gentlemen.
They have
Okay,
They have a
I've never
drumstick blizzard.
once bought a strawberry sundae. It has always been cherry.
Has anyone ever had a banana split?
From
Yes.
DQ.
Just in general. I've
Yes.
never had a
Yes.
banana split.
I've had a
Been
few.
upgraded.
I've had a few.
A whole one to yourself.
What do you mean? They're not big. They're 3 scoops of banana and some whipped cream.
3 scoops of banana?
Yeah.
$3
$3 of banana. Frozen banana.
One for you.
No, yeah, I've had plenty to myself.
Okay. I always like see the ones in the movies are like gigantic, and I'm like thinking that's
No, those aren't real. Dreams aren't real.
They are
So,
pretty
if
big,
you didn't
though.
know.
Okay.
If you knew dreams
They're
are
probably
real,
like-
So
like
3
all our
bananas?
teams would have been.
They're probably
changed
like
by
a
now.
good like.
It's a
pretty
full
big.
banana split in half. And they're the rails, and then they keep the ice cream intact, and then
like a butthole.
a line.
Exactly.
What?
Just split them open. Have chocolate sauce, something.
It's like a butthole.
Yeah.
What?
Oh,
Just
God.
like open your butt cheeks, and then they put the chocolate sauce.
Oh
in
yeah,
there.
and I mean there's some yellow in there. That's the tinkle. There's
Yeah.
some red
You know
because
what
there's
I
gonna be.
You know what I really want right now? Banana split.
God.
You know what I could go for right now?
Some
A
banana
yummy-
split, and not just any banana split. Not yet. You dig?
Get a little nuts in there.
Did you
Yes.
say you gay?
I didn't have corn.
Yeah,
God.
I didn't have corn. Oh my goodness. Okay, Greg. Any closing words for us today?
Oh no, I wanted to ask you guys what your opinion on the whole Patrick Kane situation was.
Well, we already talked
We
about
talked
it, so
about
maybe
it,
you should
sure.
listen to the podcast and you'll find out.
Okay, well I'll just put my 2 cents in there for anyone still listening.
Go ahead. Hold on.
Whatever
Do you
happened.
want me to light the match and burn it for you, or
No.
Okay, you go.
I'm not condoning at all with what Patrick Kane did, but I'm just saying, until all the facts are there, I thought we lived in a society where you're not guilty, or you're innocent until you're proven guilty. I want to see that kind of reign instead of everybody turning on Patrick and say that he's actually guilty. However, the details that are coming out are kind of disturbing, and I'm not part of the camp that thinks just because this girl was apparently all over him that she was asking for it, because that's not right either. So all I'm saying is you're innocent until you're proven guilty, but I don't agree with the people that are saying that she was asking for it, because that's wrong. So that's my 2 cents on that.
no? Yeah, we're pretty much all in the same camp.
Before you leave, what's your standings for the Atlantic Division for the upcoming year?
I got one more question before I answer that. Did you guys get to our emails?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right. I didn't read it out loud, but
Cam
yes,
talked about it. I completely forgot.
I did. Yeah,
He mentioned it.
Nick, we totally got your email. We will be getting in contact with you. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Somehow we'll figure it out and do it. We can somehow put this podcast on week by week, but we don't know how Skype or like anything else works.
Yeah.
One of us has got.
We figure it out when we need to know.
Yeah.
We'll be fine.
It's
So all I'm going to say is, if you guys have any questions, email us at lastmanmpc@gmail.com. Also, check us out on Twitter at lastmanpc on the Twitter, and we don't really tweet much because Cam doesn't let me tweet.
Yeah, because last time you retweeted like some hot girl who was like, "Where's our team gonna be this year?" And she's from Phoenix, and I'm like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Get out of here!"
That was an honest mistake.
Thought people would want us.
Greg thought he was on one of his 5 accounts, and his other account. Well, I don't know.
You don't want to see the search history right now.
Yeah, you not good. Yeah, you thought mine was bad. Jesus, I mean, take a peek at Greg's like Twitter search history. The most vile stuff. You know, we're talking about banana shakes or whatever. Yeah, well, he's got the real shakes going on down there. All right,
What are your standings?
What are your
Before
standings?
this
We got to get out of here.
Before someone sues
Okay.
us.
So first, Tampa Bay. Second's kind of a crapshoot. We'll go with Florida second.
Ooh.
Montreal third. I'll go Buffalo fourth. Ottawa fifth. Boston sixth. Toronto seventh. Oh shit, Detroit.
Yeah, this is holy shit.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
They're gonna make the playoffs. We already know that.
Yeah, I'll take Buffalo out of there because let's be real here, it's Buffalo. Ryan O'Reilly's probably going to crash into another Tim Hortons.
There's only one in the town, Greg.
It's already ruined.
It's already
The other side.
yeah. They just fix it the next morning. It's like Kool-Aid guy.
Really? Like 8 times this year, so I wouldn't put it past them.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess first is Tampa, second Detroit, third Florida, fourth Montreal, fifth I'll stay with Ottawa, sixth Buffalo, seventh Boston, eighth Toronto.
All right. Excellent.
I'm Bobby Lou.
Bobby Labango. What are your thoughts on Bobby Labango, Stefan?
Well, he's a good goalie, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
I think he was just in a shitty, like, the market sucks in Vancouver. I'd hate to play there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got a, yeah. It's not even nice there, actually.
No.
It's the
Should we
worst.
do our rundowns of standings? I don't know if you guys thought ahead.
Rundown of standings.
Of where you think they're going to finish.
Oh! Yeah, I guess so.
Have you guys not done that yet?
I'm
No.
pretty much with Greg.
I'll do mine now.
Go.
I got Tampa Bay finishing first, Montreal finishing second, Detroit finishing third, Ottawa fourth, Florida fifth, Buffalo sixth, Boston seventh, Toronto last.
The same thing. I would just swap Florida and Ottawa.
Yeah,
I was
I'm
going
with Dan.
back and forth on
I'd
this.
flop Florida and Ottawa. I think Florida's making the playoffs, and you're going to see Nicky B just become an animal that he already is. That's not huge.
Jonathan Huberdeau and Yomar Yager.
Him too. Them as well.
Them as well.
Yeah.
All right, Greg, you want to sign us off?
Well, I'm really happy I didn't say anything bad about Stefan because trust me, I don't know if I could have thought of anything, but because I'm not an asshole.
He was ready to open up.
Yeah.
We know. We all know it.
No, so thanks for listening. Thanks for sticking around this long. I don't know how long these guys have been bantering back and forth.
Almost an hour and a half now.
Too long.
I'll be listening to it on the road and yelling at my radio every time they can't get anything right. Like Hayden Fleury being the other Carolina Hurricane prospect.
Yeah, I
We
was.
told you Stefan wasn't here.
That was what I was thinking too. I'm not gonna lie. I was like,
Hayden Fleury, come on. Okay, hey Greg, to sign us off, you already said all the info, like lastminutepc@gmail.com,
Yep.
lastminutepc Twitter. Can you put as many Doritos as you can in your mouth and crunch us out?
I think I can manage to do that.
Let's do it. Count out the Doritos as you put them in your mouth. I want you to hit 10 Doritos.
It's more of a stack.
Okay, just shove the stack in
Do
your
it.
mouth and then say goodbye.
I should